it's Miss Pretzel at the Upper West Library, and I am book talking From Bad to Cursed by Katie Alender. All right, so this is a horror book. It is actually the second book in a series, but you can totally read this as a standalone because I didn't know it was a second book until I was well into the book. All right, Alexis is our main character, and it's told from her point of view, as is her sister Casey has just been released from a psychiatric facility, and so because she had been, we knew she was possessed by a spirit in the previous one, and the family suffered. There was a house fire and everything, so this family has been through some traumatic events. It's kind of the start of the school year. Casey's starting a little late. Alexis wants to look after her, but she has a boyfriend, she has her friends, and she doesn't want Casey, her younger sister, necessarily following her around. There's tension there because you're like, yeah, my sister is kind of scary. So she's so happy. Alexis is so happy when Casey finds some friends, and they're like kind of dorky friends. And suddenly they are part of this club called the Sunshine Club, and it gets more people in it. And suddenly these more dorky younger kids, not that Alexis is not like popular or anything like that. She's, she doesn't claim to be any of that. But suddenly these members of this club go from kind of being dorky to gorgeous and charming and just like very stylish. And that makes Alexis a little nervous, and so she decides to join this club. And she realized, with her friend Megan, and they realize that the club members are pledging their allegiance to this benevolent spirit called Aralt. I had to think about it, Aralt. And, Aralt gives them these wonderful things like beauty and style and knowing what to say and when to say it, being able to persuade other people to do things. Just all these good things seem to come your way. And so one of the things that's happening in this book for Alexis is she has been noticed by a photographer. She's entering a photography contest, and she meets this famous photographer who encourages her, like, yes, you need to enter, and there's interviews and everything like that. So she makes like the final 12 and then the final 5. And, so she really, she joins this group to get her sister out of it, but she also pledges herself to a role in the effort to do this because she's going to fight this being. Well, she's like, man, this is pretty nice. So she does have moments of what we would call lucidity. But, it really comes down to, is she going to just keep taking the things that Aral gives her, especially when she realizes he is not very benevolent? Who's, will they all be saved in the end? I think, we kind of like our happy endings, but right up to, I did enjoy this. I did not read horror until I came back to working at high school level, and I'm actually, I did enjoy this. And so the big thing is, can Alexis and her sister Casey and her friend Megan overcome the things that Aral gives them and fight him off? And if horror is not what you're into reading, I will help you find something else. Have a fantastic day. Keep on reading. Bye.